decided to effect an increase in the fare hike with effect from 21st of this month.
It is going to have a cascading effect on the poor common man who are already reeling under the impact of inflation, which is close to 10% as far as food inflation is concerned.
जनहित में नहीं है, जनहित के विरोध में.
If this government is increasing such type of things in everything, better we should think about it and we should change this government.
Welcome back. You're on We Mean Business. Breaking away from populism, the government has decided to hike rail fares for the first time in a decade, a move that has been described as inevitable by the Railways Minister. But it has obviously got the opposition, the left parties and even allies up in arms, some even demanding a rollback. So is the hike in rail fares justified? That's our next debate. On the show, let me introduce our guests. We've got Pradyot Deb Burman, General Secretary of the Tripura Congress and member of the Pradesh Congress Committee with us here in the Delhi studio. Also, Mr. Raghu Dayal, former CMD of ConCor with us in the studio. Joining us on a link, Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh, spokesperson of the BJP. Let me first go across to Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh and try and get a sense from him as to what the BJP stand is. Of course, the BJP not very happy with any hike in rail fares. Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh, it's almost a given that the opposition would be against a move like this. But given the fact that it's come after a decade, don't you think it's justified?
So, well, let me at the outset say that it is certainly not populism. They're moving away from populism. It is a sheer mismanagement which has led to this railway price hike. And when I say mismanagement, one, nobody stopped them for last 10 years not to increase the prices gradually. Second, look at the operating cost where it is going. What about the cess which was being collected under the Railway Safety Fund? That cess they collected till 2007. It was started by us when we were in the government in 2001. Now those 4 years, if you audit the railway accounts from 2004 to 2007, you will realize this money was not used for renewal of tracks and the safety maintenance. This was being compensated in the balance sheet for not increasing the passengers' fare. Now, what really it leads to, if you don't renew the tracks, when you don't renew or you don't upgrade things, it leads to high operating costs. Just to give you a little example, when we were in government, the freight coach turnaround was on an average 4 days. It has gone up to 8 days. And that is the very reason that in the 12th plan budget, they are unable to meet 13 million tons of freight, their shortfall. So you lose income on the other end because you have not renewed your tracks, you have not modernized anything. That freight coach turnaround has almost doubled. These are the flaws and mismanagement which has led to this. Now, to justify the UPA minister can be talking about and blame that after 16 years it has come to the UPA, to the Congress as a minister, so it is inevitable. It was because of the coalition we could not increase the freight. These are all alibis. It is a sheer mismanagement of the railway ministry by the Manmohan Singh led UPA 2 and UPA 1.
Sir, the hike obviously is being seen as a corrective measure to ensure that the government can bring the railways back on track. Let me go across to Pradyot to try and understand the rationale now behind the political rationale, because what many have also questioned is the timing. Why was it so important to do it now?
First thing, I believe you asked the BJP spokesperson, did you welcome it? He hasn't said whether he welcomes it or he doesn't. What he said is that he's given a series of explanation saying why it should have been done gradually.
Certainly I don't welcome, because sorry to interrupt, my dear. Sorry to interrupt. It is a policy that we are inefficient, the government is inefficient, so we will tax the common man. and justify by increasing
So
the
you
freight.
believe even after a
But
decade
they are
there is
not
no case
addressing
for
the
a fair
cause.
hike?
The cause is mismanagement.
Despite the increase in all the prices,
No,
you
it's not a
still
question.
believe that
You
even
could
after a
have done
decade
it,
there's
but
no
there are
case
other
for a hike?
means. No, there can be a case of not doing a price hike by looking at alternate measures. There are enough alternate measures, and I can count them more than 3 to 5 right away on your channel while debating. One is the land. You have such a important land next to the tracks. You can do anything. The space over the land. You improve your operating cost. You address on the renewal. Where is the railway safety fund gone? There are so many things, so many ways. Privatization of the stations. Why don't you look at that? It's a mere 6,000 crores what you are going to get from increasing this passenger fare.
All right, point taken. Let me
But
go back to
during the
Pradyot,
inflation,
because
hit
I will
the
try
common
and
man more
understand
and then say
the
no, it is
functioning of the railways
inevitable.
with Mr.
It's
Dayal.
wrong.
Okay, sir, let me try and first get to the political intent behind this and the timing of it, which we were trying to discuss with Pradyot. We'll of course talk about the functioning of the railways in detail with Mr. Raghu Dayal as well. Pradyot, over to you.
First of all, let's be very honest. It's high time that we did increase the railway hike. Regardless of what people will say, we have also been often accused of there's a conception that there's a policy paralysis in this UPA 2. We need to restructure our railways. Railway is one of the gems that we have. It's one of the Navratnas, if we may say so. But we need to ensure that the railway does not die a slow death. And this is one of the many measures that we will be taking to renew the railways. Railways is not a political tool where Congress, BJP, Trinamool or any other party or the left can score one-upmanship. I think we need to think...
And it had become a political tool all these years.
And I don't disagree with that.
Right.
I'm being very honest. I'm being very honest that I don't disagree with the fact that it had become a game of political one-upmanship.
Right.
It has to end sometime. This is a very good measure taken by the Railway Minister and the UPA 2. I would, in fact, ask the Bharatiya Janata Party and the left and Trinamool and the other parties which apparently are opposed to this measure to come and give us some more suggestion on how we can revive the railway, like some of the suggestion which BJP spokesperson has said. I welcome that. These are healthy suggestions. More should be given, more should be taken by us so that we can at least revive this. This is not a property of a political party. This is a property of the government of India. This is the property of Indians. So I think that is what I am trying to say.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.